Good morning to 100% over here. On behalf of Erodu Sengundar Engineering College, Perundarai, under the AICT pre-run scheme for preparing SC/ST students for higher education purpose. So this class it is the GATE coaching class for SC/ST students for the higher education purpose. So myself, L. Anbarasu, Associate Professor, belongs to EEE Department, Erodu Sengundar Engineering College, Tamil Nadu. In this class, we have to discuss about the introduction about the flexible AC transmission system. So this class, it is mostly useful for the AICT pre-runner scheme for preparing SC/ST students for higher education purpose. It is a GATE coaching class for SC/ST students. Here first, what is meant by FACS? So expansion of FACS, it is the flexible AC transmission system. The expansion of FACS means flexible AC transmission system. Simply we indicates the FACS. Based on their IEEE definition about the FACS, it is an alternating current transmission system incorporating power alternating based and other static controllers to enhance controllability and increase power transfer capability. So it is a IEEE based definition for flexible AC transmission system. So next, FACS controller. What is meant by FACS controller? Here the diagram is a symbol of FACS controller, general symbol of FACS controller. In between it is the solid state device. So mostly power alternating based solid state devices, IGBT, MOSFET, SCR, any one of the devices can be implemented in the FACS controller devices. So what is meant by FACS controller means a power alternating based system and other static equipment that provide control of one or more AC transmission system parameters. That is known as FACS controller. In this slide, we have to discuss about the flexible AC transmission system. What is meant by flexible AC transmission system? Flexible means more convenient to vary the various parameters like voltage, current, real power, reactive power, power angle, phase angle, load angle. Okay, that means flexible in AC transmission system. So based on their definition, it is an alternating current transmission system incorporating power alternating based and other static controllers to enhance controllability and increase power transfer capability. This is a definition behind the FACS controller. Next slide. Basic types of FACS controller. What are the basic types of FACS controllers available in the market? So there are 4 types of FACS controllers are available in the market based on their connections. Based on their connections, generally FACS controller can be classified as follows: series controller, shunt controller, combined series controller, combined series shunt controller. These are the basic types of FACS controller based on their connections. In case of AC transmission system, we have to utilize for the 2 type of connections: series connections, parallel connections. Based on their connections, we have to split into 4 types of FACS controller: series controller, shunt controller, combined series controller, combined series shunt controller. Okay, next slide. We have to discuss about the individual FACS controllers. So first type of FACS controller is the series controller. Here the general symbol of series controller. Here one is the bus bar 1 and bus bar 2. Okay, it is the sending end bus bar, receiving end bus bar. In between, the series controller are connected in series with the transmission line. Okay. So most of the series controllers are connected in series with the transmission line in front of the sending end. generating system. Okay. Now we go for the definition for series controller. The series controller could be a variable impedance or a variable source. Both are power trans based devices to serve the desired needs. In principle, all series controller inject voltage in series with the transmission line. The principle behind the series controller, all the series controller inject voltage in series with the transmission line. That is the main point. We have to remember the series controller, about the series controller. Inject voltage in series with the transmission line. Here that is the power transfer device to serve the desired needs. It is connected in series with the transmission line nearby sending and generating station. It is the receiving and generating station. It is one of the transmission line. Okay. So next one, shunt controller. So shunt controller, here the diagram, general symbol of shunt controller. The shunt controller which is connected in parallel with the transmission line. Here the current is injected into the transmission line. That is previously voltage is injected into the transmission line. Here the shunt controller current is injected into the transmission line. That is a difference between series controller and shunt controller. Shunt controllers may be variable impedance, variable sources, or combination of these. The shunt controller may be variable impedance, variable sources, or combination of these. In principle, all the shunt controllers inject current into the system at the point of the connections. At the point of the connections, all the shunt controller inject current into the system. As long as the injected current is in phase quadrature with the transmission line. The current injected current, it is in phase quadrature with the transmission line voltage. Then another purpose, another function of the shunt controller, it can only the supplies or consume the variable reactive power. The shunt controller can supply or consume the variable reactive power based on our desired needs. This is the concept behind the shunt controller. Okay. Are you clear? Shunt controller may be in variable impedance, variable sources, or combination of these. At what principle the shunt controller work means it inject the current into the system at the point of the connections. And also current injected current is in phase quadrature with the transmission line voltage, and also it is used to supply or consume the variable reactive power, whatever our needs. That is the shunt controllers. Okay, next slide. Combined series controller. It is the combination of two series controller connected across the two line. Okay, it is the line 1 and line 2. It is a series controller 1, another series controller 2. Two series controller connected in between the DC power link. Okay, it is the symbol of series controller. The combination could be separate series controller or unified series controller. That is called as separate series controller or unified series controller. That is the combined series controller. These series controller provide independent series reactive compensation for each line. It is used to provide the independent series reactive compensation for each line. For each line. But also transfer the real power among the lines and also transfer the real power among the transmission line in between the two links, in between the two lines. Okay, by means of DC power link. Okay, that is another advantages of combined series controller. This concept is also known as interline power flow controller. This concept is also known as interline power flow controller. So we have to transfer the real power in between the two lines. That is called as an interline power flow controller. Okay, are you understand? So next type of fax controller. combined series shunt controllers. Combined series shunt controller. Here the symbol of series shunt controller. It is the series controller. It is the shunt controller. Both are connected in that single transmission line. Series controller, it is connected in series with the transmission line. Shunt controller, it is connected in parallel with the transmission line. The combination of series controller and the shunt controller, that is called as a combined series shunt controller. The combination of series controller and shunt controller, it is known as combined series shunt controllers. Both the controller connect by means of DC link capacitor. Yeah. The combination could be a separate series and shunt controllers or unified power flow controller. It is also known as this arrangement. It is also known as unified power flow controller. Then, in principle, combined shunt and series controller inject current into the system with the shunt part of the controller. Voltage in with the transmission line, series part of the controller. The series controller injects the voltage in series with the transmission line. Shunt controller injects the current into the transmission line. So similar operation of series controller and shunt controller. So that is the basic concept behind the combined series shunt controllers. Okay, next, brief description and definition of fax controller. Okay. Uh, before previously we have discussed about the basic concept behind the various types of fax controller. And in this case, a brief description and definition of fax controller. There are three types of controllers are available. Four types of controllers are available: shunt connected, series connected, combined with shunt to series, combined with series connected controllers. So shunt connected controllers available in the market. Various types of shunt connected controllers available in the market. There are many number of shunt connected controllers are available. Main shunt connected controllers are static synchronous compensator. Simply, it is known as STATCOM. Another one fax devices that is called as a static var compensator. Yes, simply we have to expand the name of SVC. So other static controllers will be static synchronous generator (SSG), battery energy storage system (BESS), superconducting magnetic energy storage (SMES), thyristor controlled reactor (TCR), thyristor switched reactor (TSR), thyristor switched capacitor (TSC), static var generator or observer (SVG), static var generator or observer (SVC). So finally, it is a thyristor controlled braking resistor (TCR). So these are the various types of shunt connected controllers available in the market. Uh, Two types of SPAC devices are implemented in the market. That is the one of the first type of shunt connected controllers. It is the static synchronous compensator. Static synchronous compensator. Here there are two diagrams are here. So one is the voltage source based converter based STATCOM. Another one is current source converter based STATCOM. It is called as an voltage source based STATCOM. It is the current source converter based STATCOM. Here the definition of static synchronous compensator. A static synchronous generator operated as a shunt connected static var compensator whose capacitive or inductive output current can be controlled independent of the AC system voltage. It is a static synchronous generator. It is operated as a shunt connected static var compensator. Shunt connected static var compensator whose capacitive or inductive output current. It is called as a shunt connected controller. Means inject a current into the transmission line, means whose capacity or inductive output current can be controlled, but independent of the AC system voltage. But controlled means we have to modify the either inductive current or capacitive current, but independent of the AC system voltage. That is the concept behind the static synchronous compensator. Similarly, current source converter. In most point of view, voltage source converter based STATCOM is preferred compared to current source converter based STATCOM. And that is the indicated in the last point. In cost point of view, voltage source converter seem to be prepared and will be basis for presentation of most converter based FACS controller. So next is static work compensator SVC. It is also a shunt connected controllers. Here the diagram behind the static work compensator. Circuit consists of AND parallel thyristor arrangement. It is connected in reactor. Another AND parallel thyristor capacitor is connected in series. So total arrangement is known as static work compensator. So it is called as an TCR or TSR. It is called as an TSC, thyristor switched capacitor, or thyristor controlled reactor, or thyristor switched reactor. It is the coupling transformer. It is used to step down the voltage from HD line to LT line. Okay. So definition behind the static work compensator. It is a shunt connected static work generator or observer whose output is adjusted to exchange the capacity or inductive current so as to maintain or control specific parameters of the electrical power system. It is a shunt connected static work generator or observer whose output is adjusted to exchange capacity or inductive current so as to maintain or control the specific parameters of the electrical power system. And typically bus voltage. Here the TCR, thyristor controlled reactor, or TSR, thyristor switched reactor, for observing the reactive power. So it is used to observe the inductive reactive power from the transmission line. The purpose of TSC, it is used to for supplying the reactive power to the transmission line. So both the combination, it is called as a static work compensator, either supplying or observing the reactive power. For supplying means capacity reactive power is supplied to the transmission line with the help of TSC. For observing means the transmission line consists of more inductive reactive power, means it is observed by TSR or TCR by means of TCR or TSR. So mostly it is considered for uh, based on the low cost wise, low cost. It is the alternative device for the STATCOM devices. SVC, it is considered by so low cost alternative to STATCOM. So next, series connected controllers. So various types of series connected controllers are available in the market, which are indicated in this slide. Static synchronous series compensator, interline power flow controller, thyristor controlled series capacitor, thyristor switched series capacitor, thyristor controlled series reactor, thyristor switched series reactor. Triple SC, it is called as an static synchronous series compensator. IPFC, it is called as an interline power flow controller. We have to exchange the real power in between the two transmission line, R phase and Y phase, or Y phase to B phase, or B phase to R phase. Whatever the IPSC connected across the two transmission line. So TCSC, it is a series compensation purpose, that is to control series capacitor. It has single unit are available or multiple sub units are available based on their circuit needs, transmission line circuit needs. Then that is switched series capacitor TSSC. thyristor controlled series reactor TCSR. So thyristor switched series reactor. So all the things are you have to vary the capacity reactive power or inductive reactive power in the transmission line. One by one, we have to discuss about the series connected controllers. First topic, it is the static synchronous series compensator. Generally, we know or explain about the triple C. In a static synchronous series compensator, the output voltage is in quarters with the transmission line. The output voltage is in quarters with the transmission line and controllable independently of the line current for the purpose of increasing or decreasing the overall reactive voltage drop across the transmission line. Okay, in a static synchronous series converter, output voltage is in contrast with the line current for the purpose line current and also controllable independently of the line current. What is the purpose of triple C means? It is the purpose of increasing or decreasing the overall reactive voltage drop across the transmission line. Here the circuit arrangement of triple C. It is a series transformer. It is used to connect the fax devices into the transmission line. That is act as a current transformer. Okay. It is the fax devices. It is called as a DC energy storage or DC link capacitor. So it is like a STATCOM except that the output AC voltage is in series with the transmission line. So it is just based on the circuit diagram. It is like as a STATCOM except the output AC voltage is in series with the transmission line. So next thing TCR, TCSC, that is a controlled series capacitor. So that is a controlled series capacitor. It is simply explained as a TCSC, a capacity reactive compensator. It is the capacity reactive compensator which consists of a series capacitor pump shunted by a thyristor controlled reactor in order to provide a smooth variable series capacity reactance. In order to provide a smoothly variable series capacity reactance. It is a single unit of TCSC. It consists of capacitor which is connected in series with the transmission line, antipole thyristor and series connected reactor. This arrangement is parallel with the or shunted with the capacitor. So this arrangement is known as single unit TCSC. For the necessity of transmission line, we have to include the n number of TCSC, TCSC1, TCSC2. We have to include the number of TCSC in series with the transmission line. It is the alternative devices for triple C. It is the alternative device for static synchronous series compensator. Already we discussed TCSC may be a single or large unit or may consist of several equal or different sized smaller capacitors in order to achieve a superior performance of the transmission line. TCSC may be a single unit or large unit may consist of several equal or different sized smaller capacitors in order to achieve the superior performance of the transmission line. So next, combined shunt series connected controllers. Various types of combined shunt series connected controllers are available in the market. There are three types of devices are available. UPFC, that is a unified power flow controller. TCPST, that is a controlled pace shifting transformer. Another one is IPC, interface power controller. There are three types of fax devices are available in the market. It's combined with the shunt series connected controllers. UPFC, TCPST, IPC. UPFC, you have to discuss about the basic operation of UPFC. Unified power flow controller, it is the combination of STATCOM and SSC. It is the combination of static synchronous compensator and a static series compensator. So both the compensator, STATCOM and SSC, both are coupled by a common DC link capacitor. Common DC link capacitor. STATCOM and SSC both are linked with, are commonly coupled with DC link capacitor. What is the purpose of DC link capacitor? It is used to allow the bidirectional flow of real power between the series output terminals of the SSC and the shunt output terminals of the STATCOM. Is used to bidirectional real power flow only. Real power flow between series output terminals of the SSC and the shunt output terminals of the STATCOM. And also control to provide concurrent real and reactive series line compensation without external electrical energy storage. Without energy storage, we have to control the real and reactive series line compensation purpose without energy storage devices. That is one of the advantages about the UPFC. UPFC, it is also known as complete controller. Complete controller for controlling the active and reactive power control through the transmission line. This is a complete controller for controlling active and reactive power controller through the transmission line as well as voltage controller. Okay, next, various types of other types of controllers are available in the market. TCVL, that is the thyristor controlled voltage limiter. Thyristor controlled voltage regulator based tap changing. Thyristor controlled voltage regulator based on voltage injection. Here the diagrams is indicated in the slide for the purpose of identification of the other types of controllers available in the market. TCVL, TCVR, another name is voltage injection or tap changing purpose. So next, advantages or benefits from the FACS technology. So FACS technology, it is the advanced one. It is used in that AC transmission line. What are the benefits available in the FACS technology? It is implemented in the AC transmission line. Here the 6 or 7 points are indicated here. So most of the points, the first one is control of power flow. Yes, orderly we have to control the power flow. Second one is increasing the loading capability of the lines to their thermal capabilities, including short term and seasonal. Increase the loading capability of lines to their thermal capabilities and including short term and seasonal days. So third one, increase the system security through raising the transient stability limit, limiting short circuit currents and overloads, managing cascading blackouts, damping electromechanical oscillation of power systems and machines. These are combined advantages of FACS technology. Increase the system security about the raising the transient stability limit, limiting the short circuit currents, overload conditions, managing the cascading blackouts, damping electromechanical oscillation of power systems and machines. Another provision, it provides a secure tie line connections to the neighboring utilities. It is used to provide secure tie line connections to neighboring utilities and regions, thereby decreasing the overall generation reserve requirements on the both the side, thereby decreasing the overall generation reserve the requirements on the both the sides. Simply, FACS, it is a flexible device, so provide the greater flexibility in citing the new generation. Okay, it is a greater flexibility in citing new generation. So it is used to reduce the reactive power flow. We have to reduce the reactive power flow means we have to increase the reactive power flow in the transmission line, that allowing the lines to carry more reactive power to the transmission line. That is the wanted one. Unwanted power is reactive power. Actual power is real power. We can increase the actual real power, decrease the reactive power, unwanted reactive power. So finally, to increase the utilization of lowest cost of generation. Finally, we have to increase the utilization of lowest cost of generation. These are the some key points about the benefits from fax technology. So next is static work compensator simply indicates the SVC. Already we have to discuss about the definition behind the static work compensator. It consists of TCR and TSC. TCR it is used to control the inductive reactive power, that is used to observe the inductive reactive power from the transmission line by controlling the firing angle alpha from 90 degree to 180 degree. The controllable range of TCR firing angle is extended from 90 degree to 180 degree. Suppose the firing angles below the 90 degree means it increases the DC cover because it antipathy react as an inverter to convert DC into AC, but we have to decrease the firing angle means it act as an rectifier. Some DC components are present in the AC transmission line. This one avoidable one. So only thing we have to vary the firing angle from 90 degree to 180 degree. Here the operating range of the TCR from alpha 90 degree to 180 degree observing the inductive reactive power from the transmission line. From alpha equal to 90 degree means what is the observation limit? Alpha equal to 120 degree means what is the operating observation limit in the diagram? Alpha equal to 140 degree, alpha equal to 180 degree. Maximum observation limit. TCR VI characteristics curve. So it is the current and the voltages for the different firing angle of this TCR. So another devices which is connected in the static work compensator, that is a TSC. It is used to only generate the capacity reactive power and it is supplied to the transmission line. It is only used to supply the capacity reactive power to the transmission line. So this anti-parallel thyristor only used to switch on and switch off only. That's why it is called as a thyristor switched capacitor. It is a complete diagram of static work compensator. That is a sun connected controller. Circuit consists of TSC, that is a capacitor banks, reactor banks, TCR, then controller devices, parameter settings. With the help of potential transformer, we have to reduce the voltage to the fax devices. With the help of step down transformer, we have to reduce the high voltage into low voltage based on their fax device voltage. So control strategy usually aims to maintain the transmission line voltage at the fixed level. Only thing the static work compensator purpose of static work compensator is used to maintain the transmission line voltage at a fixed level. That is the main thing. So this is the SVC VA characteristics of VA characteristics. So left side portion, it is the capacity reactive power absorption limit, production limit. Right side of the diagram, it is the absorption limit of inductive reactive power from alpha 90 degree to 180 degree. Here the alpha firing angle alpha 90 degree to 180 degree. We have to vary the antipole thyristor value from 90 degree to some degree. It is absorption limit. Again 180 degree to this limit, it is a production limit. So always the voltage is kept at constant. So only thing variable parameters is current, either ISVC, inductive or capacitive current. The next thyristor controlled series capacitor simply denotes as TCSC. So advantages of series compensation. With the series capacitors, the reactive power increases as the square of the line current. Whereas with the shunt capacitor, the reactive power is generated proportional to the square of the bus voltage. That is one of the advantages of series compensation. The same system benefits as those of the series capacitors. Shunt capacitor that are those 3 to 6 times more reactive power rather than series capacitor need to be applied. So furthermore, shunt capacitor typically must be connected at the line midpoint, whereas no such requirements exist for series capacitor. So only thing, shunt connected devices are connected in midpoint of the transmission line, but that case is not a requirement for the existing series capacitor. It is a variable series compensation, enhanced based power flow, loadability of the series compensation transmission line, additional losses in the compensation line from the enhanced power flow, increased responsiveness of the power flow in the series compensated line from the outages of the other lines in the systems. It is a single unit and multiple units of TCSC. The diagrams consist of basic TCSC module and multiple units of TCSC module. Up to n number of TCSC can be implemented in the transmission line in series with the transmission line by needs of the requirements. So advantages of TCSC: rapid continuous control of transmission line series compensation line, dynamic control of power flow in selected transmission lines with the network to enable optimal power flow conditions and prevent the low flow of power. And also it is used to suppression of subsynchronous oscillation. It is used to decrease the DC offset voltage. It is used to enhance the level of protection for series capacitor and also support the voltage reduction of short circuit current during the events of high circuit current. The TCSC can switch from the controllable capacitance to controllable inductance. Under the short circuit condition, TCSC immediately can switch from controllable capacitance to controllable inductance mode, thereby restricting the short circuit currents. Next, unified power block controller. It is a combination of STATCOM and SSC. Already we discussed about the unified power block controller. It is used to allow the bidirectional real power between series output terminals of the SSC and the shunt output terminals of the STATCOM. This is the circuit arrangement of unified power flow controller. Circuit consists of STATCOM, SSC, series transformer, shunt transformer, DC link capacitor. In case of STATCOM, circuit arrangement of STATCOM, only shunt connected devices are there. It is a DC energy storage device. We have to inject the current into the transmission line. It is a utility voltage. From the diagram, either supplies the reactive power or absorbs the reactive power. So supplies the reactive power means capacity reactive power is supplied to the transmission line. At what condition? Source voltage ES, it is greater than ET, utility voltage. Suppose it is reversible means it absorbs the inductive reactive power from the transmission line. ES greater than ET. That is a condition. Based on these conditions, either supplies or absorbs the reactive power. SSC, it is a power circuit and equivalent circuit diagram. Here the injected voltage is in phase with the line current. There are two instances. If the injected voltage is in phase with the transmission line current means the voltage would be exchanged the real power only. Suppose if a voltage is injected in contrast with the transmission line current means reactive power either observed or generated would be exchanged. In phase with the transmission line means only real power can be exchanged, but in voltage is in contrast with the transmission line means either inductive or capacitive power absorbed or generated. That only will be exchanged. It is a SSC operation. It is a commanded block diagram of unified power flow controller. So already we discussed about the UPFC operation. This is the interline for flow controller. Interline for flow controller. The circuit consists of VN and VK. There are two voltage source converters are available. Both are connected in series with the transmission line. The basic difference between the UPFC and IPFC, it is the series converter instead of shunt converter. It consists of only series converter instead of shunt converter. In this class, gate coaching class, we have to discuss about the introduction about the FACS. First, what is meant by FACS? Introduction about the FACS controller, various types of FACS controller, uh, basic definition behind the series controller, shunt controllers, combined series controller, combined series shunt connected controllers, and basic description about the shunt connected controllers and series connected controllers. That is a static or compensator, STATCOM, SSC, TCSC, UPFC, IPFC. This class definitely it is useful for the gate coaching class for the our students, SC/ST students, for the qualifying the higher education purpose. Gate coaching class for the higher education purpose. Thank you very much for the patient listening.